Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to take a look at the cost of living for Bend, Oregon and the surrounding area. So when people are considering making a move, sometimes they do a little research. Hey there, yeah, you're probably doing a little research. So I found this great little website and it's called bestplaces.net. Yeah, right? Makes it pretty easy. Trust me, I'm going to go ahead and spare you all of the headache of going to that website yourself and just give you all the details, okay? So the way it works is there's a baseline and it's 100. And it's basically the average of all of these scores across the country. Any community that scores above 100 is more expensive, has a more expensive cost of living. But wait, there's more. You see, there's actually 6 different categories that they use to calculate this cost of living score. Okay, let's go through them really quickly, and I'll just kind of, give you the rundown. Food and groceries. Okay, that one's not a good example. It's literally just food and groceries. Eating out does not count. Utilities. This is actually the cost to heat and or cool the house. Basically electricity and natural gas. Housing. This is the median cost of housing and or rent. Transportation. The average cost of gasoline, car insurance, and car maintenance. Oh, and mass transit fare for the area. The cost of the vehicle and any vehicle registration fees are not included, which is probably to Ben's advantage because I think that Oregon has pretty high expensive car registration fees. Healthcare. Pretty basic, average doctor's visit, average dentist visit, and the average overnight fee for staying in the hospital. Miscellaneous. This is clothing, entertainment, and like eating out. And each of those scores are gonna have their own score, which are then all averaged and weighted to give you the main area's score overall. So now that you know how this works, let's have a little warm-up round and we're gonna go over the top 5 most expensive states to live in and maybe the 5 cheapest states to live in as well. Just as a warm-up round. Ding ding. Cheapest states to live in. West Virginia with a score of 78. Arkansas with a score of 79. Mississippi with a score of 81. Indiana with a score of 82. And Alabama with a score of 82. Most expensive states to live in. Hawaii with a score of 170. The District of Columbia, DC with a score of 154. California with a score of 150. Massachusetts with a score of 127. And Alaska with a score of 126. How is Alaska? Wait. It wasn't really making sense to me. Taxes are not included in this. Otherwise it'd be like California and New York, 1 and 2. End of story. So for reference, Oregon came in at number 10 on the most expensive side with a score of 113. All right, now the warm-up's out of the way, let's actually talk about the cost of living in Bend, Oregon. So, drum roll please. Bend scores a 131. Whoa. So let's take a look at the details. Groceries, score 102. Yeah, okay. Healthcare, scores a 97.9. All right, that makes sense. Housing scores a 217. It says that the median house price here is $667,000 here on this website. Yeah, it's probably higher than that, truth be told. Utilities score an 83. That's great, that's low. I mean, that's cool, or that's hot. Transportation, 82. This one I actually challenge as well. Housing might be a little higher. And this transportation one's gotta be higher because our gas prices are always higher than the national average. Miscellaneous, 135. Meh, okay, I don't know. The lift tickets are expensive. I'm just kidding, I have no idea if lift tickets are a part of that. I would be shocked if they were. Redmond scores a 113. And Sisters is 136. I did not have Sisters being higher than Bend. Apparently, it's expensive in Sisters. Really, all 3 communities, Bend, Redmond, and Sisters, share very, very, very similar scores in all of the categories with the exception of housing. So That's the big score that averages these whole communities out differently. So Redmond is obviously cheaper on the housing side. Bend is in the middle, and Sisters was more expensive and the most expensive on the housing side. I think that actually probably closer to reality, because real estate's kind of my gig, is that Bend and Sisters are probably a lot closer than these scores necessarily make it seem, but that's just my 2 cents. Now, I also looked up the top 5 major metropolitan areas along the West Coast that people are generally moving here from. Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, San Jose, LA, San Diego, those kind of cities. So I ran those numbers too. Just take a look. Portland. Portland scored a 132. It's pretty much dead on with Bend at this point. Seattle scored a 168. A little spendy there. San Jose scored a 215, and San Francisco scored a 244. Yeah, now we're in California. That's expensive. LA, LAX, take this with a grain of salt. Obviously, it's a massive area, and this is probably LA proper, depending on how this website works. I'm sure it doesn't include, Beverly Hills or, things like that. So anyway, LA itself scored a 176. And then again, San Diego at the very bottom scored a 160. Not as bad, right? Hey, thanks for sticking with us. I hope you had a good time, learned something, and are inclined to subscribe. If you do, be sure to hit the little bell notification so you can be updated when we release new videos, which is like, once, twice, sometimes 3 times a week. I'll leave you with this. If you or somebody you know are thinking about buying or selling real estate in the area, my team and I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can find our information down below. You can just go to our website, krommrealestate.com. You'll be able to contact us through there. Hey, thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you over in the next video. Cheers.